Kings and queens, your majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yours are well, and you are loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You're loved, celebrated, and appreciated. So today I want us to talk about the 42 laws of Maat, your majesties, and the fact that it predates the Ten Commandments. I've talked about this here before. So for the sake of those who might not be here, and for the sake of some things we didn't talk about when we were talking about that initially, I am trying to bring it here to you to prove to you more that the African people already know the existence of the creator of all life, that creative force that supersedes all ancestors. So when we are talking about African spirituality, we're not just talking about ancestral worship. We're not talking about ancestral worship. We're not worshiping ancestors. Because even the ancestors knew of the existence of a supreme being that created them, and the fact that they themselves shared a connection with this creative force. And we ourselves share a connection with our ancestors. We share this connection with this creative force. That is to say, we also share this connection with this creative force, Your Majesty. So from time immemorial, the African people have always had a connection with the creator. Okay, or the one that religion call God today, that creative force, because God itself is a title, I think, not that creative force we're talking about. I think it's more than even this word God we're using, because a lot of you get it. So our ancestors knew about this connection. Now, when we're talking about this, the initial time, I brought to you the teachings of Dr. Ben. He went further to explain that before the Jewish people had this whole idea of Moses going to a mountain and collecting a 10 commandments from a God, the African people already have these same laws. So Judaism took 10 from these 42 laws of Maat. We are not accusing anybody. This is free. When I talk here, I keep telling you, majesties, that you can go out and do your own research. Like, don't just hold on to everything Abigail say. Just go and verify for yourself. Okay? Now, before Judaism, Christianity have any 10 commandments, the African people already have the 42 laws of Maat. And when you look at these 42 laws of Maat, which predates the 10 commandments, you don't need anybody to tell you that. They just took 10 from these 42 laws and then tell you that a God gave it to a Moses on a 10 on a mountain. Why? They don't want to go in further. They don't want to tell you that this is where they got it from. Okay, almost all the teachings of the religions, the major religions around the world, they are found. When you look at them, you discover that they copied the Lord from the African people. They copied the Lord from the African spirituality. And then they go further to tell you that no, don't go back to your own. Don't go to do more research. Your own is evil. It is demonic. It's ancestors that your people were worshipping. They were not worshipping a creator. They were not having a connection with a creator, which is a lie. Because these our ancestors themselves knew that there is a creative force that is responsible for their being. And that creative force, we all have a connection to that creative force. And that's what makes us gods. Okay? I hope somebody is understanding. So I want to take you to the 42 laws of Maat. Before then, I want you to listen to Dr. Robin Walker. Okay, then we go to the 42 laws itself and then read it out to our hearing, so that we understand better what Abigail is trying to say, Your Majesties.
And then you have Osiris sitting in judgment, and in some versions you've got 12 judges, in other versions you've got 42 judges. Does that make sense? And then what you have to do is you have to address Osiris. Can you see Osiris is wearing that hat that we associate with the Pope? And he's got the shepherd's crook. And then address to Osiris, praise to thee, thou great God, thou Lord of the true truths. I come to thee and bring thee truth and chase away wrongdoing. I have committed no sins against mankind. I have not done that which the gods abhor. I have not made man evil in the eyes of his superior. I have not caused to hunger. I have not caused to weep. I have done no murder. I have commanded I have not commanded to murder. I have not occasioned grief. Is this sounding familiar? Right. And then you address the 42 judges. You speak to the first judge and say, O fast rider who came forth from Heliopolis, I have done no falsehood. We've been told this is the core of the thing. Yes? I have done no falsehood. Second judge, I have not robbed. Third judge, I have not stolen. Fourth judge, I have not killed men. We've been told this is the core, right? What's this sounding like to you? Next judge, I have not stolen the God's offerings. Next judge, I have not told lies. 10 Commandments, right? And we've been told by who? British Museum that this is the core. And there's 36 others. Right?
All right, Majesty. So this is it. I'm going to leave it there on the screen as well, so you go through it with me. It's 42, and Dr. Robin talked about 6 of them. So we will continue. Now, number 1 says, I honor virtue, I benefit with gratitude, I am peaceful, I respect the property of others. Does that sound familiar? I affirm that all life is sacred. Does that sound familiar? Thou shalt not murder. Okay. I give offerings that are genuine. I live in truth. Does that sound familiar? Thou shalt not lie. I regard all altars with respect. I speak with sincerity. I consume only my fair share. I offer words of good intent. I relate in peace. I honor animals with reverence. I can be trusted. I care for the earth. I keep my own counsel. I speak positively of others. I remain in balance with my emotions. I am trustful in my relationships. I hold purity in high esteem. I spread joy. I do the best I can. I communicate with compassion. I listen to opposing opinions. I create harmony. I invoke laughter. I am open to love in various forms. I am forgiving. I am kind. I act respectfully to others. I am accepting. I follow my inner guidance. I converse with awareness. I do good. I give blessings. I keep the waters pure. I speak with good intent. I praise the goddess and gods. I am humble. I achieve with integrity. I advance through my own abilities. I embrace the all. The all. Does that ring? If you've been following me, you know we've talked about the all here. The source of all life, the creator, the all. I embrace the all. And that is the last one of the 42 laws. Majesties. These have been in existence before any form of other religions that you've been hearing about. Our ancestors were spiritual people, have been spiritual people, and we will keep being spiritual people. Nobody came to show us the way. No one should take credit for what have been existing that our ancestors have been practicing. Enough of all this saying that Africans are demonic people. How can demonic people know right from wrong? How can demonic people have laws like this that predate your 10 commandments? So obviously they went in and took 10 from these 42 laws and make it a 10 commandment. And then to make you feel like this is what we should divert attention to, they tell you this is what a God gave to a Moses on the mountain. Enough of all this, demonizing the African way of life. We are tired of it. We are tired of this whole demonization of the African way of life. We are people who know about the all. We are people who know about the creator. If we don't know about the creator, we would have laws like this. Laws and rules that are like, rulers. Okay, they are there to shape the life of our ancestors. They were there to shape the life of our ancestors. So the ancestors can live in peace, love nature, love recreation, love other creations as well, and live in harmony with one another. Just imagine a society that abides to these 42 laws in those times. Just imagine how our ancestors were living before these demonic people came in, and they are the ones that are now terrorizing us, telling us our ancestors were demonic, and we agree. Why do you think we agree to their lies? Because we decide to not even go and study. I felt like, why not we to do something about this today? Because there are a lot of times that we don't even think of what we do. We don't even think back. We don't want to think back. We don't want to believe that we had anything good that was happening. We don't want to believe that we had anything good existing that our ancestors did. A lot of us are ashamed of our African roots. A lot of us are ashamed of being melanated people, because they told you that there was nothing good that was existing in you, and you took that. You don't want to do any other thing. You feel like, okay, this is true. Because the white man have told you that your ancestors are only devils, they only dine with demons. You accepted it that they dine with demons. It's high time we start asking our ancestors for forgiveness, eh? Because if you were the ones who tried all these things, and then some people came tomorrow and tell you to insult, people came tomorrow to tell your descendant to insult you, after all the effort you put in, are you going to be happy where you are? We are shouting every day, what is wrong with the melanated people? We are the only race of people that throw away our origin. We pray to God that does not look like us. We practice things that does not have any connection with our origin. We accept things that is not part of us. We are the only race of people. And then you'll be angry when Chinese tell you that you are stupid. Eh? You'll be feeling bad when Chinese tell you to your face that you are the stupidest race. These are the things. These are the reason. We are the only people, the only race of people who are ashamed of our own, of who we are and our own brothers and sisters. We are ashamed of them. I was, somehow disappointed when I heard that there are some melanated people in Europe and America who sometimes when they see their brothers, they go and hide, or they act like they just raise their nose and squeeze their face and pass. Somebody that looking like you see that, but instead of you to run to that person, hug the person, and share brotherly love and unity, you squeeze your face and pass, so that the person don't even talk to you. This is what we are doing to ourselves outside, and people are seeing these things and they are saying it. Why do you think it's like this? Because they have taught us to hate the core of ourselves. You are demonic. You are satanic. How can people who are demonic have laws like this? The same thing you say is demonic, you took 10 out of it, you are using it. Christianity, Islam, Judaism are built on the foundation our ancestors laid. How can people who don't know anything about the Creator lay foundation that the three major religions are building on today? Everything in those religions, check it. It has a connection to our ancestors. And they have the mouth to open their mouth and tell you that your ancestors are evil people. We have to do a lot, we have to ask our ancestors to forgive us, because we have done a lot of damage, and that's why sometimes they abandon us. They don't even want to intercede for us. They don't even want to show us the way to the source of life, because they already know the way to the source. They have been living with the source, communing with the source, and then look at us. We are confused people today because we throw away what we should not throw away. Enough is enough. It's time to regain back what we've lost. Leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section, Your Majesties, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always, Your Majesties. Bye for now.